Hey guys, Jan here in the Northview Model Shop with the final video of the '69 Mustang Super Cobra Jet Nascar Garry build. This car fought quite a bit in the opening stages of it. You'll see the side scoops right here. They don't fit well in this version of the kit. A lot of Bondo was required to get them to fit well, and then a fair amount of sanding after that. But once I got that sorted out, it seemed to go pretty nicely. The front fascias and in the rear, there are pieces you need to glue on as well. And I wanted to get the body all jammed together at first and do all my body work as one whole. I know the kit shows, for final assembly you're gluing your fronts on. Well, that idea there is not going to win you a model contest, and that was the goal Garry wanted, was to bring home some metal for this car. And luckily enough we did. We did get a bronze, we didn't have to get any silver out of this car, which was much more than I was expecting, but a lot of hard work went into this one. We got our motor here, and I think I've posted some photos of it. It is a gem, man. It's probably 7 or 8 pieces to put it together. Highly detailed, like your alternator and your pumps and belts and everything look wicked. So it lent itself to be very nicely built. And once it's in there, man, that's kind of the crown jewel of the whole car. The engine bay as a whole is really great. The battery's well detailed. The brake booster is nicely done as well. If I had more time, I probably would have spent a lot of time in this area here, put some heater hoses through this area and some brake lines that went down. But, as it was going into this model contest, 1:30 the morning of the show, I was still working in the hotel room, kind of finishing off the decals, which, I'll get better angle, which had to be yellow because that's what Garry's car had. They had to run to certain areas, and we actually bought these stripes out of a kit. They fall through into the back here, and then they wrap around the back side. One thing that I didn't have done at the show was the antenna. When I got to the hotel room, I realized I didn't bring anything to do that with. What I did use here was a piece off of a plane, I believe, so it's a little out of scale here. It's a little too thick, but hopefully that'll do. I'm just trying to see where else we are. Tires and wheels. The tires that Garry supplied with the kit, or come with the kit, were very plain Jane, very stock. It didn't match this kit at all. It was awful. So I went to the Yankee Challenger AMT kit and pulled these 5-spokers out of there. Kind of painted them up a little bit, put the backing plates in there, painted them black. Really made them pop. I really like how they turned out in the end. I'm just gonna get this thing to turn here. There we go. This is all chromed out when in the kit, and instead of stripping it, I ran out of time and I couldn't strip it, so what I ended up doing was going with some flat black and my super magnifying glass and just doing each little section as delicately as I can without ruining any details. And I think that that right there set it off, because with together, just being straight chrome, the Mustang didn't stand out, the headlights were kind of gone, so it just didn't look cool. So we went ahead and did that. Another little thing here is Garry pointed out that the Ram Air had polished fins on the top. So I threw a little bare metal foil on there, and it went ahead with the cotton swab, and that really drove it down in there and kind of set it off, which was needed. Without it there, it wouldn't stick out. But on the topic of that, unfortunately, when you get this all together, and I don't know what's happened here, but the hood don't close. Somewhere I miscalculated, and she doesn't stay shut. So what I'm going to have to gear up is just a prop for the hood here, but we'll get to that later. See if we can get this off here without breaking it. There we go. Let's flip around. I'm not sure where Garry got this piece. It might have come from a different kit, but he had bought this from a friend of his years and years and years ago. That had to be there. His had it, and I think without it, it doesn't really. That looks a lot cooler, I guess you say, when he has it here. This rear spoiler is a bitch to put together. I don't know how I was going to get it to stay on without making a mess of my paint. So I tried a technique that a lot of people know of, and the first time I attempted was actually pinning. So I pinned it on there, and by the damn if it didn't turn out phenomenal. The car that took best Ford in show was almost a sister to this, but it was a Boss Mach 1 302. He had his exactly same. Difference was his fit he had his in a bit farther up the deck lid, so it fit 100% better. So kudos to him. He definitely had pulled his out there and got his working 100%. The paint is Star Spangled Blue Testers 1-coat lacquer, And I'll tell you, man, that stuff was a little hard to work with. Orange peeling bad on me, a lot of sanding. I had it almost perfect, and then I went ahead and did the Future spray, and well, that was the bomb, because I had polished it up first, and when you sprayed that Future on there, man, did it ever repel off that wax, and just end up looking like rain droplets everywhere. So, you know, in the brake fluid, strip her down and start again. And at that point, then I went with the decanting, which we all seen the video, and decanting it was the answer. It sprayed a lot better, a lot less orange peel. And then I just went with the Tester's Wet Look Lacquer spray clear, and got it to pop and shine. Unfortunately, in the hotel room, when I was assembling the glass was not put in a plastic bag from factory, so it is dinged and smacked and polished, or it wasn't polished, or it needs to be polished out bad, and it was too late. Talking to the guy at the model show who had the winning car, he said his was the same way. His plastic was out of bag, the glass was out of bag, and it was scratched up bad. So he polished his and then Future dipped, and it was crystal clear, right? So next time, you know, time management on my end would have been better. But all in all, this kit is really great. I loved it. It went together well. Fun to build. Mustang's kind of my thing. I'm not a big Mustang fan, but I am a huge Ford fan. So it was a pleasure to build. And, you know, Gary's, I think Gary's down to 8 or 9 shifts at work before he retires after 31 years of service at the tire plant. So this is a little gift to him that he can take with him and remind him of his years of driving the old thing, and appreciation to all the time and effort he put into work, and what a great guy he was to be a customer. Do have a forklift, and I'm a forklift mechanic, so with a lot of dealings, and we took care of him for many years. So anyway, Gary, thanks for the opportunity to build you an awesome car, and guys, thanks for tuning in, and let me know what you think. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.